Internet. This is Scott with Scott's Garage on YouTube. And unless you are a subscriber to Scott's Garage, you are probably coming to my channel for the very first time because you are interested in buying your first used car. You've looked at a car online, you're thinking about calling the seller and arranging for a test drive, but you're looking for things to know, a checklist of things to go through before committing to that purchase. Well, that's what this video is all about. Now, this particular car, my son and I purchased a month ago, so we've already gone through this. We're kind of reenacting it for you. It is a 2010 Chevy Malibu with about 127,000 miles. Now, for the purpose of this video, we have popped the hood ahead of time to make it easier to when we look at the engine bay. But this should help you. These are things that I checked before purchasing a used car. Now, the first thing you want to check is for body damage. Look for discoloration, perhaps areas where body work has been done. Perhaps it's obvious, perhaps it's not, but just check the whole car. And in this particular car, we noticed that the mirror on the passenger side was different than the mirror on the other side. And we asked the owner, and they said yes, it was involved in a minor accident, and the mirror was replaced. And you can see that it's not the same as the original. But the owner was very upfront with us. Now, the next thing you want to do is ask for a Carfax or something equivalent to it and make sure the title is clean. Now, a Carfax is a document that tells all the work that's been done on the car. So if it was involved in a minor accident or a major accident, if there were recalls done on the vehicle, it lists everything, and it's not unreasonable to ask for a Carfax or something equivalent to it. Also ask about the title. Make sure it's a clean title. What I mean by that is that there are no liens against the vehicle. Like there's still a loan on the vehicle. You don't want anything to do with that. And also make sure it's not a salvage title. Salvage title means that it's been involved in a major accident, the car was totaled. Two issues with salvage titles: that there's a safety risk. And secondly, if you try to sell a car later, it won't be worth nearly as much. Next, check the tires. Check all the tires. Look and make sure that they are the same brand. Check the depth of the tread. Make sure there's plenty of depth to it. Check the sides of the tires. Check the rear and the front to make sure that, again, similar depth of tread, same brand. Check the other side. I don't want any oddball tires. Last thing I want to do is have to buy new tires for a car. But if you do, it might be a way to negotiate the price down. Okay, next we're going to check the engine bay. Now, we've already popped the hood prior to filming this video just to make it easier to open it. It's a pretty easy hood to open, though. Once it's been popped, you just reach in, obviously, and hit the little lever. Now, these Malibus have a pressurized little shock that once you lift up, it lifts it up for you, so you don't have to do anything else. It's very convenient. Now, the previous owner said it was well maintained, and you'll find out once you open the engine bay. It reveals a lot about the word of the previous owner. So look at the engine bay and make sure that the fluid levels are correct. So look at the coolant and it's where it should be. Also the brake fluid is where it should be. It's also very clean around the surface. I like to see that. And just overall that the engine bay is clean. Now, I always check the oil, so I pull the dipstick there and check the oil. Sorry I didn't have a nice rag on me, just a piece of tissue there. But the oil is very clean. I smell the oil. You don't want to smell any gasoline, but there's oil smell. And also, when you check the dipstick, you do not want to see anything else besides oil. If it's high in the dipstick and there's coolant in the oil, you have major problems. Do not buy the car. But this particular car, the oil is clean. It's at the right level. And again, you're purchasing a car. You have every right to check the levels. Okay, next, check the battery. Again, if the price of a battery, and make sure it's in good shape. The lid came right off of this one, and as I look at this battery, it's in very good shape. The battery cables are in good shape. As I looked at the date of this battery, it's a little bit less than 2 years old. So overall, good shape. There could be some issues, a possible replacement down the road, but I'm not at all afraid of this battery. it should last a good long time yet. Next, check the air filter. I'm not going to take the entire assembly off, but I can do a visual inspection on the side here, and look in there. If it has not been changed, there's a bunch of dirt, or it looks black, you have a problem. This particular filter is very clean. I previously took the entire thing out, but I can tell it's clean simply from looking on the side. We saw this car on Craigslist. It said it was well maintained. And one of the things that I did ask for is documentation. So you say there's been oil changes, show me the documentation. And he was able to produce a stack of receipts and stuff for every oil change and every piece of work that had been done on this car. So again, just visually inspecting it, it looks very clean. Look underneath, it's been parked for a bit. And I'm looking for any oil leaks. There are no oil leaks that I can tell. I would check the transmission fluid and even smell it to see if it smells burnt. But on these Chevy engines, these Ecotec engines, there's no dipstick for checking the transmission fluids. We can't do that. But overall, these are things to look for. Let's go inside and look at some things inside the car. All right, here's the interior of the car, and it's very clean for 2010. I like the colors. I mean, it's a nice two-tone, darker gray, lighter gray, in very good shape. There are just a few cosmetic things. Some of the chrome is wearing off the shift button and like the driver's door here. One of the things I make sure is the electronics work. So I'm going to put the key in, and I'll check the mirrors and check the windows and check the door actuator. So mirror works, the left and right. It's always good to set the mirrors anyway. Okay, windows work nice and smoothly. Okay, got a little bit of a squeak on that rear window. I'm going to start it up, and the previous owner told us that a couple of tire pressure sensors are not working, and I see that. Start it up here. Has 127,000 miles, which is, it's about what I would expect for a 2010. But it's been well maintained and taken care of, and that's obvious. Air conditioner is on, and it's blowing ice cold, which is what you want in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, very good. I'm sure if I put a thermometer, read the temperature would be between 40 and 42 degrees coming out of the vents. That's what you want for a cold AC. But I can tell it's working properly. Look at the dashboard. It's in great shape. Sometimes this car right now is in Phoenix, Arizona, but it was a Prescott, Arizona car, so it didn't have the extreme heat as Phoenix, and you can tell the dash looks really good, nice and clean, and just everything about this car passed my tests as things I would look for. Also feel the brakes. Do they feel firm? They're nice and firm. They're not spongy. Make sure the actuators work on the door. Okay, lock, unlock the driver's door first, and you press it twice, and the rest of the doors, they all work. Just pretend like we're taking it for a test drive for the first time. We test drove it a month ago. Very sound, not anything unusual as far as creaks and stuff. It seems very solid. Shocks and struts and all that are still good, and no unusual noises underneath. I'll just take it for a test drive in this parking lot. Now, one of the things I do with the test drive, and you have to be careful with this, but make sure that the alignment is good, and it's usually like a straightaway. But what I'll do is make the car go straight, and just let go of the steering wheel, make sure you're going straight, and the alignment seems real good on this. It might be slightly off, but if it's off, not much. Now, finally, what do you do with this information from this video? So say there are things in the checklist that simply don't add up. Well, you have to weigh everything and decide if the price is firm. Do you really want to pay that price for a car you're not going to be happy with? Or if the price is not firm, all these things become ways to negotiate a lower price. Now, in our case, we were thrilled with this car, and we bought it. It was at a very good price. It's a very good car, and we're hoping this becomes a good daily driver for my son. Now, this is Scott with Scott's Garage. If you got any value at all from this video, please hit like, and also please check out the other videos on car buying. They'll be listed on the card on the right-hand side, and also in the description below. Have a great day.